Well, hello to everybody on the internet. Very welcome back to the things I do in EVE Online, guys. And I'm up here in Pentagram. This is a new video. I'm going to post the fitting conundrum video on its own, if you will. And as you can see, we only have two agents in this station. As you can see, we have the security agent and R&D agent level 2, but that lady is not gonna talk to us no matter what. I don't think that you can work with her as a alpha account. So I don't know how my ship is going to go, and one thing that I want to kind of point out is I got another 4 hobgoblins just in case if I lose any of them, I can have some spares, you know, and I can split them in 2 groups. I'll show you how you can do that as well, so you can kind of swap them around if you need. As soon as we undock, I think it's a bit easier to do that when you're undocked. So here goes nothing, guys. We're gonna start our first mission, and as you can see, she's sending us next door in Orkashu, which is quite nice, and we're gonna get 53 loyalty points for this effort, which is nice. I mean, we're gonna check the how do you call the distribution agents for, let's say, the alts that don't have any skill points invested, and they cannot do that. So we grab the mission, we're gonna jump over. I think we are ready to go. We're gonna move the drones into a new group. Was first, and then we're gonna split them in 4, but I'm not really sure if I can move them in 4s. Once I let this out, it's gonna be easier to kinda move the other ones. I can create the 2 groups actually. There we go. Now I have the other group, it's there, but I'm gonna split them once we are in the pocket and 4 of the goblins, hobgoblins are outside. And I did train the skill, didn't I? I hope so. Yeah, drones level 4, so I can have 4 drones. Now we can drop some skill points in light drone operation as well. As you can see, the level 2 is, the level 3 is gonna take a few skill points. Let me just check. 6,000. So it's not bad for 5% DPS on the drones. It's not gonna be a bad thing. I don't need the disc scan there or the probe scanner as well. I think we are fine. Let's just jump into it and see what's what. I have not done this in a very long time, guys, and I didn't even destroy the rogue drones and then report to your agent, so we technically need to kill all of them. And you can see the payout. It's around not even 100,000 ISK at this point. We can go on general, and they're at 62 kilometers, so we cannot target them. We can target them 39. We have 11 minutes of cap, but that's only with everything on. Now if I go in my simulation here, if I simulate the ship and turn off the offline, I'm cap stable, as you can see, without the guns. So I can drop the goblins out as well for now and move this 4 into these are in the second. Now we have to move them in the first, and that way we have 2 hobgoblins. Once you open this drop down here and you keep this in compact mode, you know, you can always see all the hobgoblins. And there we go, the hobgoblins are going to figure it out for us. But we can start targeting these guys just in case if we need to interfere, and they are in range. So we can kind of keep them at range, and we can increase this to, let's say, 15,000, and that will be good enough. And we can press that, and the ship will try to keep them at range. As you can see, our hobgoblins are doing a quick job out of them. Now the rogue drones in EVE used to drop drone alloys. That's what they used to do. but nowadays they are giving some bounties as well. We can set destination from here, guys, and that's our mission level 1. Let's return the drones and we can jump into Pentagram. So hopefully after this episode, you know, I will start a new playlist, and I hope I can finish all the level 1 missions in that playlist and drop them there for new players if they want to kinda have a tutorial. And that will be... that's how I will organize it. So maybe I'll finish this episode as it is, you know, do a few missions here and then post the rest of them in a different episode, and then do something else and drop it into this playlist. I'll see how it's gonna go. But yeah, I think I should drop maybe something, you know, a run or two from the abyssal space as well, and whatever else I can think of. Now, as you can see, I don't have any more ISK left. I have around 3 millions, and yeah, the Sunesis kinda got a lot of my ISK. You know, maybe it was some called investment, if you will. But we are building assets, guys. If it's all about that, you're building assets that are paying off in the future. So, you know, this ship will let us kind of farm these missions very easily. You know, at this point, it's not a bad idea. Now, this is going to go slow, and the money that are coming in are going to be very little, if you will. You know, or I will keep popping up. So I have to go with the Guristas, and as you can see, I have to grab these corporate records, you know, that they stole apparently. And you can check if you can use your ship. You have a few options here that you can tick, you know, to filter them out, but this site is restricted to certain type of ship. You may use your Sunesis to access it, or one more of the following types of ships. So be aware of that, you know, there will be limitations, and we might find a need for our Tormentor as well, or maybe a different frigate to finish some of the missions. Now, this is in Pentagram, which is very nice, but you see, I think these guys are going to put a bit more punch into the fight, if you will, than the rogue drones. So let's see how it's gonna go. And the bounties will be better, in my opinion. Now the bounties will start rolling in, and the other reason why you want to kind of do this mission is you have this to fill up. You have to finish 20 missions as well. If you are chasing the enforcer kind of path, and you want to fill up the activities there, so you can claim the graduation reward. I mean, it's not a bad thing, you know, at all. Most of this level 1 mission will allow you to kind of go with even a cruiser in them, probably. I didn't check the restriction on that one exactly, but it's an overkill, you know. It's definitely an overkill. And again, I hope that you noticed or see that in the previous video, you know, the fitting video, that it's kind of important to have the fitting skill so you can fly the ship properly. And there we go. If your gate is too far away, usually you get kind of ambushed, if you will, if there is nobody there. So I better kind of start approaching them as well, because these guys will probably use, or at least some of them will use, how do you call it, missiles, so they can hit us but we cannot hit them. And if you're wondering how much control range you have on your drones, it's 35 kilometers down here. The 20 megabits means that you can only use so many drones, and in our case the light combat drones usually use around but 5 megabits. There is improved versions of the light drones, you know, that you can buy. I forgot their names now. They have prefix, you know, integrated and mutated and so on and so forth. So they might need a bit more. And as you can see, they are still doing next to nothing to either us or the drones, if you will. So we're gonna scoop all of this. It's a good showcase, if you will. I will try to kinda not double up on all the missions, you know, and just show one of each mission. I don't know how many there are. There is a website called EVE Survival, I think, and you can find a guide for all the missions there too, if you want, you know, to have it handy. As you can see, because we have an omni kinda resistances, if you will, on the ship, you know, it's gonna perform quite well, in my opinion. You know, I was not really sure how things are going to go for me, but there you go. All the resistances are equal at this point. Of course, if we were able to kinda equip a micro warp drive, this mission would have finished faster. You know, you can cut the distances much faster, but again, the problem is the lack of skills for the fittings, guys. You know, the micro warp drive will be much harder to fit compared to this enduring Afterburner. We could have go with the Y whatever it was, sorry, that was easier to fit as well. I didn't think of it. The YS8, you know, and if I go and compare, you know, if I put CPU here, I was running into CPU problems. As you can see, he's 13, the one that we have is 15, so I could have got 2 CPU there as well, you know, so I can kinda fit the ship slightly different. But it is more capacitor hungry compared to the one that we fly. This will use less capacitor, and that's the whole idea. Let's drop in the drones as well, because we need them, if you will. Oh, now I pull out the other group. So yeah, once you kinda open them up, then the game will remember. Now I'm assuming I'm gonna get a locked container here, and until those guys are dead, I'm not gonna be able to access this container, but it's still worth trying. As you can see, they're all targeting me when they are red. When they are yellow, they are probably targeting your drone, so be aware. You know, don't really hang around and wait for, how do you call it, for the drones to get damaged. Maybe you can pull them off. And as you can see, the drones are doing far more DPS than us, but things kinda end up in the right moment. Now you might be inclined to loot every single container, and that's okay. I will speed up this in the video, but just be aware that maybe doing more missions will be far better than looting every single container that you're gonna see. Especially if you have to kind of fly 20 kilometers at 480 meters per second. And just for my own sanity, I would like to go into the simulation and maybe try to find a micro warp drive, if you will, so we can kind of check if we stand a chance to fit it. Propulsion. And we need the 1 meganewton, no, 5 meganewtons. Alright, we can restrict this by who? Oh no, he's still going to let us drop in all of them. Yeah, this will be the easiest one. As you can see, we are going to miss 4.6 CPU there. But we're gonna have only 1 minute of capacitor. And even if we offline the guns in this point, we're gonna have 2 minutes of CPU. So it's not really worth it, in my opinion. But if you are confident that the ship can handle everything else, you know, at this stage, and you don't need the rigs, you might kinda swap the rigs, you know, for you know, rigs that will kinda give you a bit more capacitor. But maybe you're gonna squeeze a minute out of it or 2, but again, it's up to you, however you want. It can be done, there is no problem with it if you don't have to use your guns for prolonged period of times, and you don't have to use the micro warp drive all the time. It's gonna speed up the process quite a lot, but this is the lazy way, you know, of going around and do this stuff. There we go, that's our mission level 2. Now we have to probably travel a bit longer. Oh no, it's only 1 again. So I might move all of my, how do you call it, we have to destroy the habitat. I might move my venture, you know, in Arbas because I feel that will be kinda a better option, and then just pop into the party if I have to scan 5 signatures, you know, and that will make the life a bit easier. So as you can see, we have we have 500,000 of skill points, and we can kind of operate the ship, and it's good enough, if you will. And then I think I dropped some skill points into this mining upgrade by mistake. I don't know if I have dropped anything else now. I don't remember, in all honesty. But yeah, you have there you go. You have a skill here that can reduce the capacitor need for your micro warp drive as well, you know, and it can improve you can improve the ship's agility, and the navigation will kind of give you a sub warp ship velocity per skill level, and your afterburner is maxed out at this point. So you can, maybe we can fit it with the micro warp drive, guys, sorry, and see how that is going to go as well for us, you know. It might work out better if you have longer missions, you know. On those longer missions with longer travel times, we could kinda... Sorry guys, I cut that warping off in the wrong direction. So as you can see, we earned 50 LP points, but we still need to kill 16 enemies. So I want to kind of start removing stuff from my overview. It's a bit obnoxious, if you will. I'm gonna put orbit on that habitat, and I'll drop my drones. I'll go with the first one. Yeah, it's interesting how he's sorting them out. And again, you don't really have to do this. You can keep all of them in one group, and then I can create another group for rep, for example, that you know that those guys are for repairing, and you can put them in that group, and you can launch only drones that are not damaged, you know, from your first group. But I don't know how smart it is to play with the groups in the middle of a mission, for example, you know, to withdraw drones, to bring drones back, then to kind of move them in a different group, and so on and so forth, you know. It might kind of it might act as a distraction, guys, if you will. And there we go, we summoned more reinforcements, if you will. So let's see how that is going to go. You can turn around and see where they are. As you can see, there is a few groups, and you know, they'll probably come our way as soon as we attack that habitat module. There we go, nobody there. And we can attack this as well and start shooting at it, but no point of wasting our capacitor. In all honesty, we can only start shooting once we reach 20 kilometers, and there we go. We're gonna trigger the whole pocket now, probably, which might not be the smartest of ideas, if you ask me, but let's see how it's gonna fare. I'm assuming this mission is gonna be over before they reach us, but let's see how it's gonna go. And you know, we might just need to destroy this and we can fly off. We don't have to shoot the rest of these guys, you know. Maybe I'll pull out the, how do you call it, a screenshot out of it. And they're all yellow boxing me now, so they might turn on the drones, if you will, but let's see how it's gonna go. And as you can see, they are repairing quite nicely, if you will, for their own size. And yeah, the mission is technically finished. We don't really need to shoot these guys down. And there we go, they are all on the drones now. But the drones will kill them fast enough in my case. And they are not taking any damage yet. And there is more guys in the back spawning. So yeah, you might want to stick around for the, how do you call it, for the goodies, if you will, you know, and the bounties. And there goes our daily goal. It's fulfilled now. At least one character can do this stuff very easily. The other option, guys, is to hunt for NPCs in the anomalies, you know, the combat anomalies. You can put your scanner up. As you can see, you have quite a few here, you know, and you can sort them by name, you know. And the sunshine hideaways are quite easy to do. Sorry, you know, you can get them down, no bother. There is 5 to 7 or 5 to 10 rats spawning, 1 or 2 at a time. You know, sometimes you get 3 of them, I think, in the hideaways. The burrows, the sunshine burrow, you're gonna end up having quite a few groups at very long ranges, so bear that in mind. Some of them will be 50 kilometers away, if you will, from you. The drones are very nice as well. They spawn next to the warping point, if you will. And yeah, the sunshine hideaway is also usually, it's going to be 20 kilometers or so outside of the beacon. The rats will spawn there. The drones will spawn next to you, if you will, and they can have a decent amount of enemies, but you're probably still gonna need at least 2 anomalies to get 25 kills, if you will, you know. So that's another way to go about it. But again, if you have 5 signature and you have some anomalies around, you can always find the anomalies in your agency exploration, combat anomalies, and you can drop a bookmark as well, and you can start looking, you know. Even if this cannot tell you what kind of anomaly it is, it's gonna give you the numbers, and you can head out and find a couple of anomalies and get things done, if you will. So guys, I'm going to meet you at the station after this. I'm gonna stick around and kill these guys. Yep, I'll loot all the goodies, if you will. It's not the brightest of ideas, you know, to do this, but it might be needed, you know. We're gonna see how the loyalty points are going to stack up and so on and so forth. But then we're gonna check out as well when we land if they're offering what we need. I'm hunting the Caldari Navy rockets and yeah, sorry, the missiles, technically, not the rockets. I would like to be able to kind of farm some LPs. This is not necessary. You can always buy the missiles on the market, you know, but you have seen the prices. Now the whole point is that once you kind of reach, let's say, 120 DPS for you know, on your Korax, you don't really need to use the Caldari Navy missions for any missiles for anything in the T0 Abyss. But if you don't have the DPS, there is a few spawns that will kind of prove to be a bit harder to break their tank. And if you cannot break the tank, then you're gonna run out of time and you're gonna lose your ship and your pot anyway. So it's up to you, you know. You can do it on day 1, no bother. Again, there is a few guides out there how to do it on day 1, but as you can see, I had plenty of things to do. Acceleration control, we'll inject this, no bother. I don't know if we can train it, but we might be, I don't know. Yeah, we can. So yep, you can train this to kind of move faster as well. down the road. It's not really necessary today. Oh, and we got negotiation. What is that? What was that giving? Maybe extra pay. Fair enough, it's gonna boost our pay as well, so we're gonna inject that. No point of keeping them in the hangars. So that was 3 missions so far. And let's see, what do we have now? We have the sunshine, oh, the blockade. Well, this is going to be a nice test, guys. I'm going to include it here. And hopefully, yes, I can list as well the mission, which missions we have done in the video description as well, you know. So I think this is going to be a nice test for us. And I should have maybe left this nonsense in the station that I'm carrying here. Now I have quite a lot of cargo with the destroyer. You know, that's the nice part about this one. You know, it has plenty of cargo compared to some of the other destroyers. I think the most of them will have far less destroyers. Let's say if I went with the Dragoon and I warped straight into the mission, which I shouldn't have done, in all honesty. And I'm goofing around and I'm trying to kinda... Now these guys will come in waves in this mission, and to be honest, I'm not really sure how it's gonna go, but let's see what we can do. I think we have to take this stasis Webifier as soon as possible. And I use this button to warp into the mission, as you have seen. But you can go here, encounter, and now I can approach it, but you will have warp 2. And you can kind of warp at the distance. We could have warp at 30 kilometers or so, you know what I mean? So we can get some range on these guys. And maybe the drones can deal with that. I can shoot some of these other guys, the little Sanchas. There we go, I'm doing some damage. That was decent enough. This guy is approaching us at very fast pace, and he's gonna probably get under my guns. And I will start missing him, if you will. But there we go, now I can put my prop mode and get some distance. There is another thing, I'm not really sure if you're allowed to use it in alpha state. Now let's check the Dragoon and his cargo. If you go in attributes, we can probably see it. Man, I cannot see his cargo. And there we go. We hit the spawn. Certain of these guys will kind of be the trigger for the next wave. And as you can see, these guys spawn very far away as well, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, capacity 300 meters, you know, half the capacity from the Sunesis. So we can kind of approach them now, if you will. We can keep this guy at range and help with it, but they spawned in 2 groups, man. One is up there, as you can see, and one is down here. So we can just chill and even let them come, but you know, they have to come to 35 kilometers or so. So it's nice to kind of go that way as well. As you can see, some of the mission can be a bit off-putting, you know, generally speaking. They can take a long time to get done, so I'll speed this up definitely. And guys, we're back in the station. I speed that last bit of that mission quite... it was taking quite long. They were very far away. And I don't think that I stand a chance to equip any weapons that can get it done. But I don't know if you notice in the speed up part of the video, I have to earn loyalty points, as you can see, and spend some. As well. So I might kinda lower the corporation tax, and since I'm yeah, I need to change this. Edit details, and then you can change it here. So I might drop this to 90% for a while, or even 0, so I can get it done. I better get it done and call it a day, if you will. A few missions will get that done for me, and then I can stockpile them again into the corporation. And if we go into the wallet, as you can see, this transaction and the bounty prices are all going to show up here. They are not going into my corp. They are not coming into the corp. I think there is a threshold on your earnings, but as you can see, the loyalty points are already there, and that was my goal at the moment. I hope that I'm not wrong about this, but I can... was there a edit filters, and that was implant. What kind of implants do they have? Oh, they have harvesting stuff, like for mining and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, if you're into mining, these guys will provide them. It's always nice to check what kind of implants they're offering. It's industrial implants, technically. Industry and stuff like that. I mean, mining, technically. Resource harvesting. Yep, although I have the industry stuff as well down here at the end. So that's nice, but we need charges. Yep, I want charges. And what do I have now here? Light missile. Oh, no offers. There you go. So I cannot get any... Oh no, advanced. I need the navy. Probably I cannot find them here. So I should have it go all. Because they have them. I have to figure out how they... what kind of group they are into. And I have rockets, and I have missiles as well here. As you can see, I need to... What did I do? 3 missions, and I'm sitting at 200 and something LPs. So I need to do 30 missions to buy 5,000 infernal light missiles by myself. But again, I'm going to do this. I'm sorry guys, I lost my train of thoughts as well. I'm going to do the missions anyway, and I feel it's gonna be nice to kind of finish the number 5 here for the opportunities as well, and leave it at that. Security agents, yeah, let's do one more. What she is offering now? I cannot talk to her. Oh no, there you go. This is interesting. And we have to go to Copa, which is one way away. Now, this mission, if you really want to keep your standings intact, just in case if you change your mind and you want to go to and live in Gurista space, or you want to travel, or you want to do explorations, you can just decline this mission. Now, every 4 hours, you can decline one mission for free, and then if you decline, let's say, before the timer expires, the 4-hour cooldown, you're gonna be hit with a penalty. At the moment, you know, my standings are quite nice, and I could travel to Galante space and Minmatar space, no bother, as you can see. It's only 0.12 and 0.3, but this guy is gonna get stuck here, and best case scenario, you know, I'm gonna enlist him in the faction warfare, so, you know, he's not gonna do much else anyway, so I don't mind. So I'm going to take this mission and finish it. But yeah, that's how you know which missions to decline. If you see the Galante Federation or the Minmatar Republic, you know, logo, you know, you can drop that mission and take another one. So you might get 2 in a row, and then if you decline it, you're gonna lose standing with the agent and with your faction as well, and the corporation too. So yeah, let's go and check that out. I can drop this all of this in here now, you know. And sorry, I'll maybe bring some, how do you call it, maybe bring some containers to kinda swap things around. Now, I'm sorry, you know, you are watching this perhaps and you're trying to learn the game, and this is really the lazy mode to go about it, in all honesty. If we change the ship, maybe I can bring the Tormentor tomorrow and try to do this with the Tormentor as well and see how he will perform, you know, with his 2 drones and 3 guns, you know, that we can barely fit, but I think we can fit it now. Let me just check. We should be, yeah, the resident com forces, but yeah, you don't have to worry about it because you don't have any alternate, you have not changed the standings with Idancom, that's for sure, by mistake, you know, so you should be fine. But there is an effect in the, as you can see in the system at the moment, it's 10% bonus to mining, 10% bonus to energy warfare capacitor drain, and 10% bonus to armor, so our armor is a bit bigger, you know, we can reap benefits from that. And we probably can, now again, I wanted to show you this in the last episode, and warp location. Some missions will not have warp within, you know, because they have an acceleration gate. They're gated missions, and I didn't even check if I can kind of go with my destroyer, so that might have been a mistake, but it was offering a nice payout, guys, in all honesty, you know. Now maybe I should kind of pay attention to what is going on. My goodness me, man. Oh no, he ran away. Fair enough. Let's see if we can find our Tormentor real quick here while we are here, guys, and see. Yeah, we can fit the Tormentor, and even if I go and put some charges in onto those guns, yeah, and it's small, and I go with the X-ray, 76, you know, far less DPS than the destroyer, which is normal, you know. We have more drones, we control more drones, and the drones are adding up. What we are facing at the moment with the microwave, 103, not bad. I mean, that's what, 25% DPS, extra DPS almost, if you will. If they come closer to us, you know, we can kind of do a bit more DPS as well. 126 at the moment. And yeah, as you can see, the Sansha guys, I don't know if you noticed, they were adding quite a lot of tracking disruption, and they will keep dropping the distance. So I could, let's say, if you don't have the drones, you have to go very close to them. So let's just approach this, or orbit at 1000 meters, and we can pop our drones and start dealing with these small guys. I don't know if we have to kill the terrorists. My goodness me, I mean, he'll look like a big ship. If I'm not mistaken, if we can catch, oh, there is all sorts of drones now. He had a drone from each faction, if you will. I mean, that was a cruiser or a battle cruiser? I cannot remember now from top of my head. Alright, so we are done with this pocket. That was quick. We didn't shoot any Galante ships yet, but I'm assuming things will... What was that, the last one? That was Sansha? Yeah, Sansha Nation. As you can see, that those standings are going to go down very fast. You know, what is Sansha now? 0.52, you know. The Blood Raider is -2 already because all of the other missions. And there we go, we're gonna now start hitting our standings with Galante as well. I thought maybe these guys are not really considered part of the Federation, but there you go. Even the drones are considered part of the Federation. So we're gonna lose some standing, guys. Or at least I will. I mean, if you're playing with me and you took the mission and you are solving it or flying through it, or if you plan to try to fly through it, yeah, you're gonna lose some standing too. That's for sure. Let's jump the gate and change to microwave. There is no harm into it. But yeah, again, I hope you are finding value in this and the lazy approach of doing things on my end, if you will. But we might stand a chance as we improve the skills to use the Sunesis for level 2 missions, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if he can put up with it. Probably it's gonna need a bit more effort on our part, but yep, there we go. That's the terrorist, and this is a cruiser. This is I forgot which one is it. We can keep him at range, drop our drones, and let's see how we're gonna fare against him. I don't get the information on the cruiser apart from the attributes. As you can see, he will do thermal and kinetic damage to us, and he's probably fitted with blasters, and we are kinda having a bit of luck. He is slower than us by the looks of it, and he cannot catch us, and the drones are doing quite a lot of the work for us. But I think this was the one of the... I don't know the name of the cruiserman for the life of me. Let's go back and pick up the loot. It's probably what we need to bring to the agent is in there. And we can go to ships. Cruisers, Galante, no, Standard, then Galante. Oh, it's this guy. The Executor? Executor? I cannot pronounce it, guys. It's that guy. Sorry, I cannot pronounce it. So yeah, it's a... Oh no, there we got the Dove anyway. This guy is it's a logistic ship. Yeah, fair enough. I was thinking about the Onerios, but I was wrong about it. So that guy can repair other ships, and that's also an option. You know, if you want, as an alpha account, you can fly that ship too and kind of fix your buddy's ships. You know, but I don't think there is a lot of PvE kind of content that you can do in groups and fly a pure logistic ship, you know, just to heal guys around. And let's say if you do missions together and you come with your logi ship, you know, you will still be targeted, so you have to kind of repair yourself too and be able to tank the damage that is incoming. But I don't think that is a very interesting way to go about it in PvE. There used to be fleets around the incursions, you know. The Sansha was kind of doing that, and you could fly them there, but they are very rare nowadays, and I don't know if there is enough people to fly them, to be honest, you know. They will pop up here and there, and there we go. We have this little hard shell booster. It's give you 5% armor repair and 5% shield booster, you know. But we don't have boosters or repairers. We are passively tanked, so we don't need to do that. Now these insignias, they do have value, and you can check the market. Sometimes they are being sold for extra risk on the market, but as you can see, this one is not really needed. You need them as an exchange for some of the things that you can buy in the LP stores. And if I clear the show all, you know, if I clear the folder, as you can see, they are listed here. So these guys will ask you for Federation Navy stuff, and we probably didn't got any of those. We have a Sergeant Major. You can see Navy Sergeant. I don't see a Major, Fleet Major, and so on and so forth. So probably nobody wants this one. It's only exchanged for money. Let's talk with the agent, finish the level 5 mission, and that will conclude the video. In all honesty, I will speed up some of the stuff that I did because it's kinda repetitive. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Thank you for staying until the end of this video, and hopefully in the next video we might think about jumping into the abyss with the corporal, and that might be a bit more rewarding per side, but high risk, high reward. That's how it goes in EVE. Let's see what do I have next to do for her. We have something that is in parts, so yeah, there we go. So we're gonna have to survive this, and I wonder if our ship is going to be able to to survive it, you know. In all honesty, we don't have anything to repair. But there is mercenary as well, so we might be able to kinda... It might be... the station might be trigger for them, we'll see. There might not be kinda environmental damage on our ship. But we have 10,000 hit points, so maybe we can survive it. Okay guys, again, thanks for staying until the end. Please like, comment and subscribe. Fly safe and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.